to another episode of LBS Theories or Theories. What do you want to call it? Theories. Now, in this episode, we're going to be discussing book evolution and how books make things succeed in our lives. Now, books are absolutely mad. Some books are there's three different types of books. There's fiction, information, which is technically non-fiction. There's biographies, and there is instruction or leaflet or advertisements, whatever you want to call it. But those are the four main types of books. There may be others, I may have missed some and things like that, but that's all we can really get. And there's annuals and stuff like that. So technically 5 annuals, handbooks, all those types of books. There's so many, and really, they all evolved from dreams. Now I know that I've done a dream theory. Now the dream theory wasn't it was part of the theory, can you die in your dreams and things like that, but we discussed in that theory about all these different types of dreams that happen and things like that, and can you really die, dream versus reality state of mind and things like that. But now we've done 2 evolutions of books. No, evolutions. Now we're going to go to the third evolution. Books being turned into movies. Now the books, now we're mainly going to be focusing on how books evolved and things like that, and really why people have books. Now I'm going to tell you one thing now, and you're going to hate me for this, but books are better than movies. Now you may be thinking, hold on a second, how is that possible? We enjoy movies way more with all these good graphics and things like that, and all these good awesome skills, and seeing all these characters and all the good title screens and credits and things like that. All those types of fun things you have in movies. One thing you're forgetting is when you're reading, you can picture it all in your own imagination. But with books you can't. No, with movies you can't. When you're reading, you get all these really good pictures of what the book is actually telling you in your mind. But with films, it's like, oh, we know what it's like. You can hate a film, but you can't hate a book as much because you can't really picture what they're actually putting in your mind. With the books, people get to create their own stories. You can write down a book anytime. If you have tons of sheets of paper and you have a pen, you can just create a story. With a movie, you have to plan it. You have to put all these different works and constructions and things like that on it, so that people get to watch it through TV. With books, you can just sit down, write a book, and anyone can make a book. But not everyone can make a movie. You have to go through all these different stages to make a movie. With a book, pen, paper, and things like that. Now, the actual point of the theory is, the theory is books better than movies? Now, we've already established the answer to that, but we have to get the evidence. We have to find out everything possible. We have to get everything done now, and we also have to say, we have to have a theory for how books first came around. So this is going to be book evolution. We're going to get into the theory. Let's get right into it. That little jump didn't do much good. So we all know that in a religious state, there's always, in every religion, a main book. With Christianity, it's the Bible. With other things, it's like, I'm not going to go into it, but with my religion, it's the Bible. With other religions, it can be anything. I don't know, but all we know is that the good things can come out of it. Now, I can tell you now, more people are starting to like books than you think. There's way more things to get done with books. I know you have to go through a lot of stages, but anyone can write a book. So yes, there are some stages you have to go through when writing books. Taking it to the publisher to get it published, and taking it to the illustration person who does all the pictures, doing all that stuff. But you wrote it yourself. You get most of the credit. There's many authors in the world, but people can publish a book at any stage. More authors are born. There's tons of authors in the world. When you go to the library, there's thousands of books. One person didn't write all those thousands of books. Yeah, one person could have written a good 100 or a good 50 or something, or 25 or anything like that, or 75. But really, there's more books in the world than you think. And books, to be quite honest, when you're looking at a book, you find out the main information. Yes, now they've created the internet and all that stuff, where you guys are seeing this video on. This is a film. This is not a literal film where you get all the stars and things like that. No. Yes, anyone can create a movie, but you can't create a proper movie unless you have the equipment. You have to get all the equipment. Now, with a book, it's way more simpler. You can get a pen, just a piece of paper. But with a film, you have to get all the props and make it handmade. Now, the writing has evolved. All these different words, with every different language, there's many different words. Now, if you think about it, in one library, there's thousands and thousands of books. There's so many books in a library. Think about how many books there are in the entire world. Look at all the libraries. There's so many libraries in the world. Maybe I could say 1,000 libraries in the world. Maybe even more. And there's thousands of books in one library. People are cottoning on now. A child doesn't always like to read. They like the movies more because they can see it, they can laugh at it. With a book, you have to just look at it and read it out in your mind or read it out loud. With a book, you have to speak more. So, in that case, a movie can be way more better. Where you don't really have to speak, but the actors have to speak. You have to get all the different people around the world. Eventually, you're going to run out of people. You're going to see the same faces in the same movies. Eventually. There's many faces you're not going to see, but we're getting it different now. TV is way more fun to watch than reading. It's fun. But how much work got put into making one TV show? Wrestlers have to beat each other up thousands of times, hundreds of times, just to get that entertainment out. Reading, your hand has to work so hard. But most people don't like reading because apparently they think it's boring, but it can take you into a whole new world. It can put across the great message of books. It can put you more. You see, with movies, people copy it. People copy what they see on the movies. With a book, you can't do it in the same way. There's words that people may not understand. With movies, you just hear them. And you get extra time. Books are not always the best. I mean, if you're in a sad mood, you can go and read. But there's a ton of stuff you have to do when reading. Get your mindset right. Instead of wind outside it, not get into a bad state of mind before reading. Get relaxed and things like that. With a movie, yes, you can get relaxed, but sometimes there's boring movies, sometimes there's boring books, but really, books can go for however long they want to. Movies can't last forever. Getting the props and all that stuff can't last forever. I mean, there's thousands of DVDs. I fall asleep reading this. Yeah, but there's thousands of DVDs in the world. There's tons of DVDs in the world. All different movies made. They used to be black and white. Movies have evolved for so long. Books have basically stayed the same. Yes, they have different boxes and different box art for books, different covers and things like that. But really, what changes in a book? Nothing changes. There's different fonts, but although with a book you do have to type it down on the computer. Sometimes in published books you have to use the computer. Most of the time, nearly all the time, you have to use the computer. Now if you don't have a computer, just write it down. Write down a book and you can read it to yourself. You can read your own books, and sometimes it can be fun. I have done it before. I have done a few book reviews already, like my Minecraft book reviews. I've done them. Handbooks are handy. No, that part was rubbish. I know it's rubbish. They are handy, and handbooks really can be really good. But fictional stories are really great as well. There's so many possibilities with fictional stories. But information stories, they give you the good ideas. Now I'm going to quickly go on to the wiki and study books quickly. Now I'm going to check the time minutes on the camera. It's 11 minutes in, but who cares? We're going to go onto the wiki. We're going to see how good the books actually are. I'm going to type in books. And we're going to see what happens right now. There's got to be something for wiki. There's nothing for wiki? There we go, book. Wiki, Wikipedia, the free Acapodla. Here we are. A book is set of written, printed, illustrated of blank sheets made of ink, paper, parchment, or other materials, fastened together with hinge on one side. So this is basically showing you how a book is normally made. Can be really, really difficult to make a book with all the different compartments and things like that, but it's still good. Books may also refer to the works of literature or a main division of such a work. In library and information science, a book is called a monograph to distinguish it from several pedras, such as magazines, journals, or newspapers. So yeah, the news is also a book. The body of all written works, including books, is literature to novels, novels, and sometimes other types of books. For example, biographies. See, I did say biographies. A book may also be divided into several large sections, also called Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and so on. So there is so many different ways a book is. News, fiction, non-fiction, information, handbooks, biographies, all these different science. There's so many types of books, and really, I would go as far to say, because books were out before movies, there's more books in the world than movies. So books have been out for longer. They're the first type of movie, technically. Your brain creates the movie, the book builds the skeleton, you make the flesh. So basically, yeah, the book puts in the skeleton, we picture the flesh in our mind of what it actually is saying. We can think about it on how much ever we want to, but there's so many types of books on how the writing was. But really, the books are great. They are a great source for your mind. Anyway guys, we found out the answer. I'd say books are better than movies. I don't want to say this because movies are great. Now, I'm going to do it now. The next LBS series, U, A and C, we're going to go onto the weather and seasons. So we're going to go into the weather and how the weather works with the seasons. The theory will be, can the seasons change around due to the weather? So can like autumn be in the summer term? So can autumn be in June, July, and summer be in December and October and November? So those are gonna be that's gonna be the theory for next month. But yeah, guys, if you like this episode of LBS series, then hit the like button, subscribe and get some more. See you in the video. Bye for now. Bye. my books that I'm going to read now. Bye.